like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Diggy gutter when he know he's off his butter. He ain't never been a fighter. You keep going as his mother. I'm a lover and a fighter. You saying a writer. Give your girl a quick fix and give your man a knife.
Live.
Hey, welcome along everyone. Tuesday, the 24th of January, we are back with another full-on week as we kickstarted our first show of a 5-show day week. Yes, we are Kokpit Media for the week. Myself, normally doing the show on Wednesday in the Kokpit with Kinza, and my good friend from Bump and Run, Craig Booker, joins us. It's the builder to the Enzed New Zealand Superstock Teams Championships. That's coming up next weekend, Waitangi weekend down there in Palmerston North. Yesterday, we caught up with the promoter, Bruce Robinson, who gave us the details on where the scrutineering is going to be held. Also, 20 years is a sponsor. Shane Dewar even joined us as well. Don't forget to this coming Monday, jump on the Dewar Motorsport Facebook page, your chance to win some tickets to the big event. Then, of course, we caught up with a couple of the drivers from the Wanderers and the defending champs, the Rebels, as well. Wrapped up the first show of the week ahead as well. We've got the Busters, Mustangs, and the Allstars to join us. Booker, mate, it's good to see you. How you going?
Oh, I'm doing good, mate. It's been a busy day, and then trying to get things organised for tonight and do all that. And we made the trip, as people could see. If you look behind us, we're sitting in the combox at Rotorua Speedway there. We thought we love the 240. Cool. There's a few people behind us in the crowd watching too on the big screen, as you can see. But yeah, hey mate, look, exciting. I got my Pollock cranes on in support of the Busters tonight. So what I support last night, the Hawkeyes. So yeah, we'll have something different each night. I think I support all the teams, mate.
Yeah,
if they're out there on the track doing it, mate, you got to support all of them, and whoever wins it, they deserve to win because they've beaten all the best, haven't they? So.
Exactly, bro, exactly. And don't forget to also, this coming Saturday, as Bruce Robinson said, they will make the announcement of the draw and everything like that over at Miani Speedway. We'll be live on Kiwi Motorsport Stream, who deliver the live stream from the track. So that's where everything will be unfolded. I know you're going to be there, mate. I just want to send a big shout out to all of those who jumped on nice and early to watch the exciting show tonight. Richard and Trudy Aldridge, also Dave Thomas, Noel Phipps, Nathan Emery, Carl Carpendale, Susan Burtis, Steve McDonald, Dylan Ashton. We had a quick catch up with Dylan just a few minutes ago. Riley Christensen, Daniel Petrie as well. The list just goes on. Wayne Brunton, Troy's there, and Jason Adlington and Troy Rusco as well. So yeah, great teams. It's going to be a big night tonight. But since you're wearing that Pollock Cranes shirt there, my friend,
mate,
I know we put up with Thomas Slater a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And he put us on the spot, and it's something we're doing on the 22nd of February. It's an auction. We've got a couple of packages giveaway. I know you got the full list in there, and I know that list has increased. The listing is increased, bro. So you go for it before you start talking to the Busters.
Okay, so last night, the teams that were on last night all added to this pack as well. It's just been fantastic, the support for these two causes. So first off, each pack we will auction, not raffle. I had people asking me where the link for the raffle was today. These are auctions, okay, and the proceeds, one will go to Go Slideways family, and the other one's going to go to the Cancer Foundation. Okay, so our prize packs exist: 2 Pollock shirts, 2 Pollock's hats, $100 food voucher, a family pass to the New Zealand Superstocks for both nights. Then once we'd said that was happening, sorry, my eyes gone all blurry, I can't see the screen. Red Huntley said, well, I'm going to put in some New Zealand Supers shirts and hoodies as well to the pack. Peter Rees says, I want to join in, and he added Gisborne's Giants shirts and hoodies. And then we were at the 240s, and Jacob Baker was sitting beside us, and he's added a Panthers shirt and hoodie, Mustang shirt and hoodie. Frankie Wayman talked to us in the pits. He said, well, I'm going to add some British Lions gear. Last night we had Tyson and that saying Waikato shirts and hoodies will be added. Then we had the Rebels boys telling us hoodies and shirts from them as well. Jason from the Pits TV was on watching and talking with us, and he said, well, I'm going to give away a live stream for the New Zealands for both nights. Then maybe's MBY Motorsport said they're going to put up a merch pack for them. Murray Goodley's added 2 times drawings. Then Palar Games, the guy that made the game we all play on our phones, a teams racing game, old Blendy, has added 2 times $100 pack and save vouchers. So for each $100 one for each pack. So that's it so far. So I'll tell you what, whoever bids and gets the highest bid and gets these packs is just, it's going to be awesome, you know. And also I'd like to mention two Kins that we haven't mentioned last night. We have a special book to give away this week.
Yeah, that's right. We have a book that's been put together by Troy Adamson. The book that I did get from his son at the 240s isn't the actual book. So we've got to rectify that. That's on the plane coming out to my place. So there is a special book that will celebrate this particular event coming up in a few weeks' time. So Troy's put a lot of his photos together and a lot of stuff together in that as well. So yes, we have our hands on that. We'll get some autographs attached to that as well and hand it over to a lucky winner. So I'll give you more details on that. I would love to have shown you the book that I have, but the one I actually have is a surprise one, which was given to me by mistake. So it's not the actual one that I showed you, mate. That's a surprise for someone I don't want to say.
Hey, look, I'll just add too. Mike McLaughlin's just chipped in and said the Hawkeyes will chip in some gear as well. So I'm writing in here on this list, Hawkeyes gear as well is added to those packs. So how good's that? So now we've got the Hawkeyes on board as well. Hawkeyes gear.
Awesome.
So it's great. It's the two great causes, and look, we can't believe the support that everyone's showing for these auctions. So it's pretty awesome. We hope you enjoyed last night's stream, everybody, and talking to the people we talk. And don't forget Monday from the Enzed, from the Jewers Racing page,
Dutek
Motorsport page. He will start a competition to give away passes to teams where you go up in their corporate box and everything. So we'll put the links up as they come up. So keep an eye out for that. Monday, I think he said, didn't he, Kins? It will be up there. So your chance to win tickets to teams and to go up in their corporate box. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I might even try and get those tickets, you know. I might have to enter myself, I think.
Oh, that's no bloody good, mate. Wayne, I know you want Booker to start singing a song, but he'll do that tomorrow before the show.
So it's going to happen.
Troy Rusco, good to have Troy on the show. Jacob's joined us as well. Madu's joined in. Bex Braybook. What have we got? Scott Honeybone here. Lacey's on the show. Sparky, Dwayne Martin. We enjoyed every stream Kokpit Racing and Media do. Thanks, Dave Thomas. And we are going to be doing some stuff down at the Square. So just to confirm from what Bruce Robinson said yesterday, the scrutineering will be down at the Square. No time has been confirmed at this stage. And with 14 teams, it's looking like they will get teams come through, do the scrutineering, and get those ones to get down the track because they need the space to put 14 teams and there is not enough space to host 14 teams.
He said that
so
they're doing the council working on the clock, I think.
Pace. Yeah, so there is work done at the clock, so just out of the safety. I see some of that's been clarified on some of the Facebook posts. But anyway, most of the teams, I think just about every single team has been announced. Today was the Panthers and the Mustangs. We've got the Mustangs joining us at 7:30, and then the All-Stars wrap it up at 8:30. Let's bring in our first team. We've been sitting there
we'll bring in Elias and Kerry. So here we go.
Yep. Baypark Busters.
Baypark Busters. Hey, boys.
Hey, boys.
How you doing?
Good. Elias, happy birthday, mate.
Cheers, mate. No singing, please. We'll just leave it at that.
You sure? Kerry was all geared up to start singing happy birthday, mate. We were ready to get into it.
Enough for birthday chat.
Can I be cheeky, bro? How young?
25.
Oh, what a young
shit.
Holy shit. Man. You're just a baby. Hey, Elias, teams racing, because the guy sitting next to you has been doing teams ever since teams was invented, to be honest with you, mate. He's been going longer than I guess Robbie maybe, but you know, is this your first big massive teams event coming up?
No, I've done a couple teams champs for Wanganui, for the Warriors.
Yes.
So last year and the year before that, this will be my first time with the Busters. So yeah. Third teams champs, done a couple teams nationals, done Huntley teams once and some other bits and pieces, but yeah, I've done a little bit.
Awesome,
Nothing
mate.
scary, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hey, 240s, just give us your conclusion of that over the weekend just gone, because for Booker, that was the first time he's ever been to the 240s. He's been to Rotorua Track before, but he's got the bug. He's going to be back next year and the year after and the year after. Used to his drivers seem to turn up every single bloody year. But, give us your thoughts on how the week went for you.
Yeah, not the worst, not the best, but not the worst. We had a great time. Car had pace. We ended up pissing around in the last heat trying to help some club mates, and it sort of backfired on us. Kerry got himself put on the wall for it, but yeah, no, we had a good time. We weren't doing too bad on points, and then we just had to play with Birmingham in the last heat, so that put us in the third tier. And then the second night, how'd it go? I don't know, car was quick, but we just couldn't get the dub in either races. But yeah, no, car was quick. I'm happy.
Awesome, mate. Oh, that's the main line. You're happy. Kerry, mate, you've been doing teens racing a lot longer than obviously this young man's been around. As people have confirmed here, Madu Goodley's kind of confirmed that, Dave Thomas, before Elias got out on the track. Mate, your 240s in your mind, I know you had a bit of a mishap one part there on the second night, but overall, the first night, overall, 240s, you love it?
Yeah, no, it was, we were on target to qualify. So if we hadn't been gotten that last heat, we would have got third on points. I think we only had 2 laps to go. We were sitting in the race here, we would have finished up third. So we were on target. So,
yeah.
I'm just pumping there, Stu Martin. You're watching them. Their mics are turned up. They're just a little bit quiet. These two, they're very soft-spoken chaps. So
we need to lean in. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps a bit, mate. Yeah, just lean in a little bit, or just yell at it like you're talking to some of your kids or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lean forward, it makes you go faster. That's what you need to bloody do. Hey, Kerry, you've done like many teens events, mate, over the years. You got the record, obviously. Back at the square, that's where the scrutineering's going to take place. Obviously, went down to the track. What do you prefer? It doesn't really bother you, I suppose, as long as you get the cars all checked out and get ready and get into the action.
Yeah, the square is pretty cool. It helps build the hype towards a meeting. The other year when we went straight to the track, it was just different for some reason. Obviously, it was because the setup of the track was new. The pit, it was a new layout, and that was all a bit weird to start with. Sort of a bit lost, like where you were based. With how the new pits were set up compared to the track. But yeah, definitely the square. It helps set the hype for the meeting, and it's good for the fans, but it's what I'm used to. So it's cool to just stick with what you know.
For some of these viewers who have just jumped in, kind of getting an introduction to teams, and can you remember the top of your head, Kerry, how long you've been doing teams for now?
Started in 97, every year since.
And for a few teams, mate?
Just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple.
Well, someone's put here, Kerry's run is longer than how old Elias is. So there you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy. What do you think? Elias, you said you've raced for a couple of teams as well. This is what your third teams event coming up?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. When you're going to be teaming up with a guy like this who's got the record, and it's been around the traps, for so many years, for a variety of teams, the experience, I guess, that you're going to learn of this guy. And I suppose Ross Ashby as well, just to name another, because these two's been doing it for ages. Mate, what more could you ask for, And you couldn't be in the right hands, could you, really?
Yeah, exactly. I expect to be riding on their shoulders a little bit and take a bit of information from them. But yeah, 2 guys been doing it for a long time together too. So they know each other well, and hopefully they can crack the whip on us young fellas and just straighten us out.
What do you say to someone like Elias Kerry? When you say he's only like you've been racing bloody teams a lot longer than he's been around. You just got to get them in the right place. Did you ever do mini stocks, Elias?
Nah.
Straight in the super stocks?
Yeah. Straight in the deep.
Yeah. Pretty cool, Kerry?
I bought Kerry's old car. Well, we bought Kerry's old car. That's how we got into it.
Oh.
Yeah, they bought my Enzed car I had.
Yeah.
Elias and his brother Blake shared that one for a while. So, yeah.
Very good.
How it all started. We lived 10 minutes apart in Oropi, so at the time, so it was easy for them to shoot up the road and have a checked the car out and sort of went from there.
Yeah,
Oh, so here's the reason why you're doing what you're doing, Elias.
basically, yeah.
Yeah. Holy hell. Gee, you learn something bloody new every time you're on the show, eh, Booker?
Hey, I tell you, mate, I was just thinking, I hope he doesn't go out and do his debut for the Busters the same way that bloody Seth did last year. So, you know.
No, don't even speak those words into the world, mate.
As I said before, Seth's like, yeah, 100% commitment, boys. You know, don't lift. And I'm like, hang on a minute, that didn't. How'd that go for you last year?
Oh, you know, like I said to you guys, if Seth was sitting here, would have had his GoPro on. He takes that bloody thing everywhere, and he would have been doing a big shout out to all his sponsors. He would have been living the hype. But
He'll
it's
put a
just
comment
Seth,
up
you know.
soon, Kinsey. He'll give you a bit of shit in a minute. You watch.
Oh, he will. I know. That's why I said it. Oh, Mike, look, Mike made a comment about the square. You know, he popped a little comment in there as well. Tyler James, Elias Dykstra, the rumor's true that you're going to be changing. Oh, okay. You know, can you see these?
Yeah,
Elias?
I'm watching them.
Cheeky buggers, eh?
Yeah.
So how do you get yourself prepared for an event like this? You know, are you actually racing this coming weekend, Elias?
Nah, I'm gonna leave it in the shed. Got a bit of prep to do, a lot of work to do as well. So it's best to just leave it.
Yeah, and get prepared for the big event down there in Palmerston.
Yeah, I've been pretty happy with the car and it's got the pace, so best just to have a couple of weeks and go through it all properly, you know. Saves having to turn a car around in a week for a massive event like Palmy teams. So yeah, now we'll just leave it.
So when does the kind of going through it all, fine tuning it and getting yourself all prepared, when do you start doing that? When do you crack into all of that?
When I get it off the trailer and wash it from 240s.
Oh.
The weather's looking all right tomorrow, so should get it washed up tomorrow and into the shed. And then it'll just be throughout the week. I'm an engineer. The car's with me all day, all week, so I can put her away and organise things during the week. It's not such a stress on me. I don't have to do long hours in the shed at night. I only do that for other people.
Well,
You're talking about other people engineering, and I've just clicked onto this. If I heard a little story, Tyler James, you do a bit of engineering on the James cars, don't you?
Yeah. But for Decky and just odds and sods. Yeah.
Kerry, mate, you're excited. You're not racing this weekend.
No, he won't be racing this weekend, mate. He won't be allowed. Something far more important happening this weekend.
Hey,
the car's a little bit bent from the weekend, so Rick's actually out in the shed now, so we don't need to rush this, by the way. Rick's actually out in the shed now with the gas pump.
Gary tees these things up for when the missus is doing the dishes and the boys are working on the car.
He does it all the time, you know. He does it all the time. And actually, the last time he did it, Rex was in the shed, and he went down there and did it actually because Rex kept walking in to make sure he was actually doing what he was doing instead of just skiving over and doing all the bloody work.
Yeah, well, Reno got hold of me. He said last Tuesday. I said, no, let's make it this Tuesday.
But mate, I'm guessing you're going to be otherwise preoccupied on Saturday with your good friend, eh?
Yeah, we've got Ross and Adele's wedding, so it should be a good weekend. I think we're starting Friday and finishing could go to Monday, so it should be a good weekend.
Well, it's a long weekend, eh? It's anniversary weekend up here, so you know it's 3-day weekend this coming weekend. So yeah, no doubt you did. I know they caught up with them. What is it? Just after 240s was the Sunday. A few of the boys around at this place and a few quiet ones, eh?
We shot up with. I keep messaging Horse. I'll come up and give you a hand on the Sunday. No, I'll be right. And then he's like, in the next breath, I've got heaps to do, and it was like stuff up. So Chilly been on a road trip and turned up, and it was actually good timing. We gave him a hand to put the marquee up. There was a few people there, but obviously there was another 5 of us turned up, and next thing the marquee was up, so we had plenty of time for a couple of beers.
yeah, why not? It's a big weekend for him as well, you know, and it's been at that time, that quality time with him while he's in a bit of single life, eh?
yeah.
Hey, you know, when you think about the Busters, the name itself, I know there's a massive following between you, around you guys. There, I saw it all at the track of the 240s. People are talking to us. You can see the shirt that Booker's wearing as well. You know, he's just so much invested into the Busters, sponsors, and so much. It's a name that's been around, obviously, Palmy teams for so long. I remember when it brought that all one color coordination back in the old days with old Todd and Pollock and the red chassis, orange bodies. You know,
And
it's
Red
just
Bush.
something that's been around. In Red Bush, yeah, back in the day.
Square
Yeah,
Bush, wasn't it? Not Red Bush, Square Bush.
Yeah, Square Bush, yeah. Square Bush. No, Red Bush is going to join us later, Cody McGee. But anyway, Cody Mac. But anyway, I couldn't hold myself. I knew I was going to do it. I told you. I shouldn't have said Bush, bloody hell, books. But it's your fault. Like, yeah, books. What was I saying? Yeah, you know, but the Busters.
Square Bush, get it right.
Yeah, Square Bush, yeah, Square Bush. Bloody hell. But, you know, the Busters itself, the team's been around for such a long time, so many legend names out of it. Like every team that turns up, you know, you guys just going to get out there and do what you do, eh?
Yeah, that's the plan. We got, like I say, we got Elias on board. We've got young Dylan as well. We've done a few races against Elias, so we know his racecraft. So it's better that he's on our team, not an opposition team. And young Dylan's, he's been coming on strong. He's got a good car, so everyone's got to have a chance sometimes. So yeah, this time's his time, you know.
And Seth's joining you guys as well, and Ryan Hunt is the sixth driver. That's right, eh? Yeah.
So is it
6 men. So.
how many more years you reckon you're going to keep doing this, Kerry?
Oh, I don't know. Everyone's giving me go to 30, but the pocket suffers a fair bit. So I do it all on wages. Obviously, I've got some good sponsors on board, but she's makes things a bit tight at home. So we'll see.
All right. So why is all these people telling us to tell you to take your hat off, Elias? What's going on there, mate?
Oh,
Yeah.
the dog. Oh, they're just kids, you know. They don't know any better.
Yeah, you know, bloody Cody is.
25 to like 50 if I take my hat off. So you know,
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of people asking a whole lot of questions here. Hey, we'll just quickly go through some of these just quickly. It's the big weekend. Yeah, we just touched on that. How does Kerry Redmond have here after all these years of rubbing around on his lid? From Jason Adlington.
Oh, that's a Aussie for you asking stupid questions.
Yeah. What else we got here? How is Elias? How is Elias Dykstra's Wreckfest going? You play Wreckfest, mate?
Oh yeah.
So you do play a bit of sim racing online stuff, do you? Or just have a
They
jam
all
on the
do it on
computer?
that PlayStation or something, don't you?
Oh, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, Xbox. How you going? You any good?
Oh yeah, we're clean up. Yeah.
Really? Mate, you haven't met the Kokpit boys yet, bro. We'll bloody smash the hell out of you. Oh, you better bring.
Last night, and me and Brody James and another young fella cleaned them up. So you know, we do all right.
Okay. All right. That's a challenge from us. Oh, hell. Look, Cody Mack was watching. He's gone bloody hell. He watched my comments. Sorry, Cody. Square Bush brings back childhood memories. Square Bush. Many years for you, Kerry. Square Bush would have been there back then, eh?
Yep. Old
Yeah.
Aaron Roundtree, aka
Yeah.
Square Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember. So still see him around occasionally, but back in the day, obviously when I was a kid at the old Baypark, he was there, and then it was sort of when I started. That was sort of about the time he was finishing up. But yeah, it was definitely great for the crowd, great entertainer.
Oh, I think it'd be good to see. Oh, sorry, kids.
No, Kerry, say what
I think
you
it'd be
say,
good to see something like that again at teams. You know, something to get the crowd pumped up before the Grand Parade, and then, you know, he did stupid things during it too. You know, I think adds to the atmosphere. Like we talked about it last night. That guy at 240s that carried that bloody couch through, and the whole crowd cheered him on. You know, I mean, I think we need to get something like that back to teams. What do you guys reckon? You need something more to just build the crowd up at the start instead of just sitting there all dormant.
Yeah, well, that's what they did with with Seth last year, but he did it during the race. So that can be run up pretty early in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody last night, I don't know, Elias wouldn't remember this, but you might do, Kerry, someone raised a bloody old lick skills on Ian King's car back in the day, eh?
Yeah.
Someone bloody
Yeah,
brought that up.
It was a good sight.
I think AJ Axon's, wasn't it? It was like steering closely through the bloody fence and everything. You can't do that now, mate. It's too bloody PC. Oh, mate, Blue Shoes Remnant, Palmy Superstock teams, eh? Blue Shoes.
Is that Troy?
Yeah, it is Troy. It is Troy, mate.
Yeah. He likes my shoes, but he likes my shoes, but he can't have them.
Square bush with the grinder. Yeah, there's just so many good comments coming in as well. Heaps of good comments. Steve McDonald, Square bush message today and wishes the team all the best in Palmy. There you go, guys. There's the legend himself. Yeah.
Cheers, Alan. Yeah.
So you look at so have you actually done Palmy teams before, Elias? Yeah.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah. So how do you find that grand parade, mate? Does that get you up and get you pumped and ready to go, or you just
Yeah, definitely. The first year I did it, that was wicked. Last year it was, the atmosphere was a little bit different in the winter, and sort of found like I was trying to hype the crowd up more than they were hyping me up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to a summertime teams, where it's wild and people are pissed in the stands having a great time, So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That definitely hypes you up in sort of all sorts of weird and wonderful ways,
Yeah. It raises a good point, Kerry, because you've done like millions of bloody parades with teams over the years at this event. It just wasn't right, even though, it was later in the year, April, I think it was, of last year. It was a lot bloody colder on that first night. I remember that. Jeez, I was freezing that first night. But, it felt different, eh?
Yeah, no, it was different. And like I say, we didn't go to the square. There was too many differences. And it just wasn't right,
Mm.
Definitely,
had a lot of people.
In the February when it's a lot warmer, it's definitely makes a difference. Like Elias said, it puts people in the mood. A couple of beers and everyone's set to go.
Yeah. Elias, bro, there's all these comments coming in towards you. All these comments. Harry Davis, you must know Harry, mate, because he's typing in some real hard case comments here.
Harry Davis, plumbing. Yeah, I know that guy. It's one of my sponsors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Looks after you. That's cool.
It's funny, a lot of people mention that after last year, that the Grand Parade felt different to other years. Yeah, it must be all just. Do you think it all just down because it was so late in the year? Do you think that's?
Yeah, it's sort of the temp thing. People are rolling into the track late. Like when it's hot, people are there early. They're amping. Well before we even get to the track. It's packed. So last year it was more just a teams of convenience. People who could go would go, but now that it's on schedule, everyone plans their summer around it, So yeah, it's the main event.
Yeah, and then coming out of the COVID thing might have stuffed it up too. That's why it wasn't early. So people were still wary of that, and I know lots of people went home with COVID after teams, me included.
Yeah, you included. That's right. Yeah. But that's the hype of it. This town in Palmerston North, it just builds up a day before the event arrives. The thousands just arrive into town. The businesses economy just goes nuts. The restaurants are just going crazy, or the bars, all of those type of places, they just go nuts. Everywhere you go, you see someone in a Speedway merchandise of whatever team they're supporting. It is just one of the biggest events on the Speedway calendar that draws people from not only here in New Zealand now, but also coming in from Australia, let alone from England, because the Brits are back and we've got the Wanderers. Kerry, you raced with those guys and against them, obviously. It's just good to have those teams back, eh?
Yeah, for sure. When I started, I was in the Waikato Wanderers, and those cowbells is all part of my team. So hopefully someone will be there with those. And they sit at the start of the bottom corner of the coming out of turn 2. Always that's their spot, and very vocal. And of course, the GB, they bring there's a lot of support for them, and this year they've got a good bunch of drivers. We've seen that. last weekend in 240s. Those young fellas are going to be on fire. So they got a teams race this weekend at Hawke's Bay. So a bit more track time for them, get used to the cars. And I think we might be lucky that Charlie's not in Mitch's car. Well, that's what I hear anyway. So, yeah.
Oh, he's not in Mitch's car.
No, apparently not. So he only had that at the 240s. So, yeah. So we'll see, but that's what I heard. So, but it's still great to have them back. Me and Horse and a couple of us crewed for Frankie on Saturday night, so it was cool. Actually, I was talking to Frankie today on the phone. He was at the Pollock Yard working on the car. So, cool to have them back, and wish them all well.
Yeah, we've got him on Thursday night, haven't we, Kins? The Brits,
yeah. Frank and Charlie, yeah, Frank and Charlie. Daniel Petrie's got a question for both from all the teams being named so far. Who looks the strongest or the team you don't want to race? Elias, I don't know if you've seen all the teams to date that's been named. Anything?
I don't pay too much attention to it. I look at it, but I don't sort of think about that. The draw is what it is, every team is strong. No team is a pushover. There's some individuals that you don't want to come up against because I've seen some of the boys do some wild shit. But I don't invest too much time into thinking about it.
Good on you. Oh, Kerry's, he could answer this
season
anyway.
Campaigner, mate.
Season campaigner. He's raced every bloody bugger out there and through the teams. How are the Busters going to win this deal, boys? How will you attack it? Noel Phipps, old Scrappy's thrown it in there, eh? Just go for what happens, eh?
I had him on my case at work today, and I told him to piss off. He knows. We're just on the day. We've got a meeting coming up before teams, obviously, with the boys. We'll sit down and nut a few things out, but we'll get a plan of attack. Then we'll wait till we'll see who we're racing. We'll do a little bit of homework on each team first.
Awesome.
But yeah, basically the plan will develop on the day once we see who we're racing, and hopefully mine and Horse's old heads and these young fellas with these young heads and big heavy foot, and we'll be sorted.
All right, mate. See how it goes. Shelley Watts, the team straw will be done this Saturday on Kiwi Motorsports at Miani Speedway. So just keep an eye on that. All the updates will be on social media. And our friend up here, Craig Booker, maybe at the track, so you might be able to get some information there on the Kokpit page that we're streaming the show on live. Hey, guys, we better let you go, and do appreciate both of you joining us to represent the Baypark Busters. Good luck. Safe travels down there in a couple of weeks. Kiri, enjoy the wedding, mate. You'll have fun there, no doubt. Elias, enjoy the rest of your birthday. 25, younger than this guy's been doing, bloody teens, but it's always good to catch up with you guys, and we'll see you down in Palmerston in a few weeks, and
best of luck.
And take care, eh? Best of luck, guys. Cheers.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
See ya. Thank you. Kiri Repnin, who's been doing teams for a long time, and Elias Dykstra, who's raced for a couple of teams already, but this time we'll be joining up with the Busters. Good to catch up with those two. Hey, just a few minutes ago, earlier, about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, the Mustangs team was announced, and we've actually got two of them joining us right now. We're going to bring in co-captain Becca Barr very soon. She just kind of chopped out, and the Triple AP of Mike McCarthy, who is both representing the Mustangs. So, Books, you want to do your tricks, mate?
We'll bring them in. 1, 2, there we go. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Awesome, Mike. Bex, you're all good?
Yeah, no, all good.
I see you in the back. I can see you doing push a lot of buttons and stuff, mate.
Yeah, it wasn't working before. I could hear you, and then next minute it dropped off. So I don't know what that was all about.
We got it good now. So, are you in your bus there, Mike? Are you? Or?
Yeah, I moved to a bit comfier spot than the Ute. In the old bus.
Hey, Bex, last weekend, 240s for Booker. I was saying it earlier in the show, that was his first 240s. It won't be his last. He's got the bug like you do when you go to Palme teams. You catch their bug. I've been down there since 1988, so, I haven't missed one since. You just get the bug. So 240s for you, Bex. So I just want to sum it up and how your thoughts were around the 2-day event.
Yeah, it's pretty much one of my favourite events of the year, and it's always pretty tough. And this year probably more, especially since we haven't had the New Zealand champs. yet, and it was the first big title, and everyone was pretty keen to get into it. Had a pretty tough group. Yeah, only managed to finish sort of 7th overall, so headed to the repechage, and yeah, one going through from that made it pretty tough as well. And yeah, had a good race, but didn't quite get the wins, so just slided into that second tier. And with the rain coming in, it kind of made it hard. I got turned around in heat 1, and I parked the car up for the rest of the night since it was only over 2 heats, and left it good for Teams Champs. Since I'm away working in Wairau till Teams Champs now, I don't want to wreck the car and leave the crew having to fix it for me.
Yeah, your standard stock, of course, in the hands of young Pearson for the ladies competition there as well. She seemed to pedal okay, going all right, getting out there and having a go.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of people have given me plenty of opportunities over the year to race a good car, so the least I could do was give someone else the same opportunity.
How good is Gemma, right? Gemma going back to back, winning the championship, just cruising it and doing it in style, not doing anything bloody stupid, and she just gets there and just got it crowned again, eh?
Yeah, definitely. With she's had that new car this season, and she's been on the pace everywhere she's been. So yeah, she's very deserving of it.
Mike, mate, welcome to the show, and you would have heard the antics of those two guys from the Busters. Later on, we got the Allstars having a bit of fun there, have a bit of a laugh. And Mike, for you, I'm guessing this is this your first big major teams event?
Yeah, it is. Yep, first one and only. Yep, just the apprentice here, so lots to learn.
So,
what was it like getting the call up? What was it like when you found out you were in the Mustangs? I mean, honestly, what was that like? Was that like your dreams come true?
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool, pretty special. Been obviously part of the Myers crew for a wee while now, so spent plenty of time watching from the grandstands. So pretty cool to be in amongst it.
Wow,
that's awesome, man. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's. I must admit, when I saw the team, I thought that wasn't what I was expecting. So it's quite cool to see some fresh blood coming through and doing it. I mean, are you pretty pumped? You're nervous, mate? You feeling nervous about it, or you?
Oh, this time next week I probably will be a lot more, but just sort of taking a day at a time, eh? Everyone's made of the same stuff, so don't stress too much.
Yeah.
You're at the 240s, eh?
Yeah, mate. Yep.
Yeah. What do you reckon of it? Sitting in the track, everyone kind of rates the track as well. All the crowd up looking down upon you on an angle, and then you have a guy carrying a lounge suite up the bloody grandstand there. It's everything. What's it like? In your mindset when you come to an event like that, and everyone knows how big that bloody event is. Well, what do you think of it?
It's pretty cool. It's my fourth time racing there. It's quite funny. The first time I actually ever stepped in any speedway car was 12 years ago. I got my first Superstock, and Scotty convinced me to race 240s first up. So it's always a pretty special track, that one, and pretty cool to race at.
And obviously the build-up to Palmy Teens in a couple of weeks. You racing, doing any laps this coming weekend?
No, just going to cruise and make sure the car's all handy and everything in line.
How's your season been so far today, mate? Because, it's been bloody hard to get some lap times, with all that wet weather coming on through.
Yeah, managed to get a few meetings done in Palmy. But, all the away ones seem to be rained out. But, had a bit of seat time, which is always handy.
Yeah, you need a bit of seat time, mate. Hey, the team was announced, as I said at the intro here, Bex, yourself and Ron Ty, co-captains, Justin Cunningham, Maddie Wise are in the team as well, eh?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be back alongside Ron, and it's also nice to have Maddie and Mike and Petrol in the team. It's pretty strong, so really looking forward to Teams Champs.
Yeah, Bryn 6 drivers.
I was quite shocked seeing Matty Wise's name pop up in there. Actually, it was. It's funny that I was talking with Jake Baker on Saturday night, and he goes, "Oh, what do you think of Matty Wise as a team racer?" I said, "Oh, yeah, not bad. He's got a P on his car now." And he said, "What do you think? Do you think he'd make a Mustang?" And I thought, "Oh, yeah." And next minute I thought, "Oh, did you have inside running or something?" After I saw the announcement, but yeah, it's certainly so. This year though was a little bit special for you, Bex. You think this year with the Mustangs?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, kind of one of the choices I made to stay with the Manawatu Mustangs to support Vanessa and the family. I've made a pretty close bond with them over the last year, so just to be able to support them at Teams Champs will be pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Manager for you guys, Ian Parford. Is that right?
Yeah, well, Wayne Emmy's our manager actually.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
right. That's right. Yeah,
Ian Parford.
yeah. We caught up with Ian down at the 240s, and that guy's been around doing the stuff for like years. He was a real good guy to bloody talk to, actually. And having Wayne, with the years of experience Wayne's had in teams, brings that kind of different angle with it as well as experience. Will be just worth it. And we caught up with bloody Ron. A-Box had a chat with Ron, and he's always had for team. He loves teams. He just loves smashing things.
Yeah, he told me he wanted to be a Mustang. That's for sure. He was very, very keen to be a Mustang alongside you guys this year. We talked to him at the 240s. Yeah, he was pretty excited about it himself. So it's good. It's good to see the excitement around all the teams actually. And when we talked to a few people at the 240s that saying, are you going to be doing teams racing and trying to keep people for the show? They were all pumped for it, So yeah, it's just incredible. Have you got much? You say your car is both all ready to go, so yours all finished, ready to go back. You don't have much to do because you're away, and
Mike's the same.
Mike's the same, is it?
It's the same, Mike.
Much.
Yeah, just a few minor little things just to make sure she's all tickety boo. But yeah, no, nothing major. Yeah.
Well, at least you haven't got far to travel.
Yeah.
Because you're local, you're local. You're just down the road, aren't you, Mike? From the track and everything, where Bex has got a bit of a couple of hours drive for you, Bex?
Yeah, well, normally a couple of hours, but it'll be 4 from Wairau.
Yeah.
Roadworks and everything like that these bloody days, slows it all up.
Yeah, I know they're pretty bad actually at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, Karen.
I was going to say, are you looking forward to that grand parade, Mike? You seen it from the outside. You're going to be looking from the inside out this time. Are you pretty amped to get on the car and get amongst that atmosphere?
Yeah, no, it'll certainly be different. That's for sure. Used to looking from the outside in, but seeing it from a different perspective, I say it'll all sink in when it's happening. Really. Yeah.
Like Jason Adlington's put a comment here already. Look, Mike's already in the bus on his way. He's keen ears. Are you keen ears, mate?
Car's in already.
Yeah. Hey, of course, for you, Bex, how long have you been doing teams now, Bex?
I think this is probably my 5th year now. So yeah. I did promise Mum and Dad 1 year just to give it a go, but clearly that didn't happen.
Got the bug real quick.
Why? What is it that you like about it? Like you say, Mum and Dad, I'll just do 1 year, but obviously 5 years later, you're still going for it. And what is it? Is it just the hype of it, or what is it that you actually like and want to turn up to represent the team?
I just enjoy the team environment and making new friends and being able to sort of take people out, and no one's really going to hold a grudge because it's Teams Champs, and that's all kind of part of it. So yeah, I enjoy the hitting side of things, but sometimes you're a bit mindful because you don't want to piss the wrong person off because it'll come back to bite you. But Teams Champs doesn't really matter because that's kind of part of the game, really.
Is there still the odd one out there walking around, talking around, and being a female racer, you're bloody good at it. We know that. We've spoke to you before about what you've done and how you race. It's real cool, actually. You're an inspiration to the lady drivers out there, and you showed up a few of the men. Do some people still talk about it, Bex is out there again, and how do you cope with that kind of stuff? You just go with it. It's just what you do. It's what you love and what you enjoy.
Yeah, I just go with the flow now. I just want to be treated like all the guys, and it'd be good to see some females at Teams Champs hopefully one day.
Wow, might be old Gemma one day. Yeah, we were teasing her about it one day when we had her on the show.
To race Quinn's car. Yeah,
race Quinn's car. Right? Well, the guys are off saying this should race Quinn's car.
So you're looking forward to it being back, scrutineering, being back in the square, Bex? You think that makes it a better build-up than sitting at the pits doing it that way?
Yeah, 100%. Going to the square is part of the whole build-up, and it was kind of sucked for the people that missed that opportunity last year. So it's good that they're going to bring it back because it's just part of the build-up. Yeah, it definitely makes for a long day, but it's quite cool to be a part of.
You're looking forward to that, Mike, standing on the square with hundreds and thousands of fans walking past saying g'day, and it's all they get right up into it there too. I think that's what I like about it the most about the square. It gives everybody a chance to actually get real close to the drivers, you know, and their idols and race fans that they look up to. You looking forward to that, mate?
Yeah, no, it should be good. It's always a pretty good turnout down there. So yeah, like you say, it gives the public a bit more of a feel and get close to everything and builds that whole atmosphere.
Yeah,
Awesome, mate.
100%. You know, you see a few of the businesses kind of close their windows and the curtains, and they kind of rock on down when they know the teams are rolling into the middle of the square and shut shop. That's us, you know, we're on down there. And just to be hype of it, because people turn up there traditionally around 11, 12, sit there for ages and just wait for everyone to rock on out. You hear the cars, you see everyone turn up nice and early, get it all set up. I think, you know, in the ideal way, it's quite a good place to kind of catch up, mix and catch up with your family, your friends, or your mates, and buy some of the merch. You get your program before you guys head on down to the track. But 14 teams, like Bruce said to us yesterday on the show, just elaborated, they may be going through the quick scrutiny side of things because 14 teams don't seem to fit into that square, and they'll roll the teams out as fast as they get there, do what they need to do, and then get them down to the track. So that will be a bit different as well. So just a reminder too, we had a chat with Shane Dewar, part of the major sponsorship, Dewtech NZ, 20 years. This coming Monday, make sure you jump on the Dewtech Motorsport Facebook page. Your chance to win some tickets to go and join them up in the NZ corporate stand and to be part of the event come Waitangi weekend. So it is massive. Just quickly, we've got our big auction coming up on the 22nd of February. And I just want to let you two know that Jake Baker, we sat next to him at the 240s, and he's given us Mustangs apparel to give away alongside with Panthers apparel. So that's just representing a good cause. One of our auctions is going to the Portridge family, Go Slideways, and the other auction's going to Cancer Society. We will put information up on the Kokpit page that'll keep you in touch on how we're going to roll that all out. Just a reminder, we just need to repeat, this isn't a raffle. It is going to be an auction that's going to be delivered on the 22nd of Feb. We have just been given so much to give away, considering when we started, it was just based around the New Zealand Superstock teams on the 3rd and 4th of March, but it's just blown up. There's so much teams and merchandise. There is just so much. We'll go through that whole list later on the show. I know Craig's got it there in front of him. Pub crawl, yeah, it starts at the Cobb and goes through to the square. That's right, Jacob. That's what it's about. It's like kind of, for me, in my mindset, the Wellington 7 specs. You know, if you've ever been there, you start in the pubs, you head to the 7s at the old Caketon and you watch it. This is very similar. All the hype's in the town there, everyone's in the malls. You know, money's been generated into the businesses because they've done it tough over the last few years with bloody COVID. And then they'll rock on down to you guys, eh? So actually, will you guys be parked up down in the square? Not at the square itself, but parked up in the street somewhere again like you were last year?
I believe we're going to be outside the square, sort of similar to where we were last.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were going live in the square because I wasn't at teams last year, and he went live with me in the square, and you guys, a tractor was pulling you guys past us as we went live. But hey, you guys changed your logo this year. The Mustangs
really
logo's
sure.
changed, has it?
I'm not too sure. I haven't seen too much of what's happening yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Reno sent me a picture.
Yeah.
That it was posted. And
it hasn't got the horse on it.
It hasn't got. It doesn't show the horse on there. Mustang.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I believe that we're getting a bit of a new livery done and everything this year. So
Oh, that's
we have
cool.
to wait and see what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Something a bit different, eh? We had a lot of people talking last night on when Bruce was on there. Were they thinking about doing a memorial race, anything for teams for the Penn family at all? No? Do you know anything? Haven't heard anything like that? Or a lot of people asking last night. There were so many questions for Bruce asked, but we just didn't get through them all. And everyone's asking, is there any talk of that at all?
I do know something is happening, but I haven't heard it being posted anywhere, so I'll probably just leave it to the
Oh, okay, fair
shared,
enough.
by the family, I suppose, at Teams Champs.
You don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, nah. I'd rather leave it for someone else to say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're doing the right thing. I think it's just something that we know will happen there, and it'll happen when it happens. So don't be asking kind of questions around anything based on anything at this stage. It'll happen, and just keep an eye on social media. Otherwise, we don't want to get people in trouble. Wayne Christopherson Watts, I should put my red bands on for auction. I'll get hit. my interview red bands.
They're not
You're from
actually his
Bloodstock,
red
you know.
bands,
None of
Wayno.
my
They're his
daughters.
daughter's red bands. That's how small his feet are.
So what's it been like, Mike? You know, when you found out the news, obviously I said it earlier, but you know, you're telling your mates, your crew, your fans, and everything like that, the family and everything. You know, what's the whole hype around it been like for you? Because it's only a couple of weeks while you're into it.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to get it off my mind for the last 24 hours anyway. But yeah, just running through making sure I've got everything in order with the car and all the spare parts and whatnot. So yeah, just haven't switched off yet. But no, it's good, exciting.
Family
Yeah, mate.
excited?
Yeah, excited, nervous, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. You get. I'd say
what about-
most families get a bit nervous and apprehensive when they see their loved ones going out in teams racing because it's full on, isn't it? But it's good fun. I mean, everyone that races it reckons there's nothing like it and come back again. So I mean, Bex did it 1 year and said that's all she's going to do, and 5 years later she's still going. So I'd say you probably get the bug pretty quick, mate.
Yeah, that's the plan, I think. Anyway,
Yeah, we had Alan McRobbie on with us last night. If he had a choice, he'd be teams racing every bloody weekend. He just loves teams. Bex, you know, some people might say now with 5 seasons under your belt with the Mustangs and so forth, you've just been nearly like a seasoned campaigner. Mind you, when I look at Ron Ty, he's been doing it for such a bloody long time. You know, used to co-captains. I suppose you bring the experience for the likes of Mike and a couple of these other guys, and how are you going to share that through and kind of get them into the gel and making sure they've got the head in the right space and everything like that? How do you share all that kind of information?
Yeah, just trying to get together as a team. Hopefully, we'll be able to get together sort of Friday before the team's champs and just get that time to sort of bond as a team because it's just about, you know, just as good being good mates and everything and communicating off track. And then, you know, hopefully that helps on the track as well.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, hopefully between me and Ron and, you know, even the others have a little bit of experience as well. So it should be pretty good.
I think it's going to be special for Ron too because, you know, we are going to catch Brendan a bit later on. He's racing for another team though. He's going to be joining us tomorrow actually.
Hopefully if he answers my messages.
Yeah, he should do. He was keen here to jump on. But, you know, Ron's no slouch when it comes to teams. You know, you don't want him on your back bumper if you pissed him off. He'll leave your name on the dash. He's just one of those guys. He never forgets that. Ron lives for teams. He loves it, you know, and he'll be out there supporting you guys. He'll be out there giving 110% as he always does.
Yeah, pretty much. He loves it. He keeps telling me he's going to give up every year. And he told me last year that was it. But, you know, here he is again doing one more. He reckons this year that's it. But I don't believe him.
No. I think the guy we had on before, Kieran Remnant's the same too, you know. He's been doing teams a lot longer than Elias Dykstra's been around on the bloody planet, even though he's just turned 25 today, you know. So, yeah, he just loves it. You reckon you're going to get that bug, Mike? You know, this is your first one, and I'm guessing like many drivers we speak to on the Buildup show, they never look back. They just love it, eh?
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, certainly be good knowing, like Vic said earlier, you're out there to hit people, and you know there's going to be no comebacks as such. It's you're out there all to do a job and have fun type thing for the crowd and whatnot. So I think it'll be pretty enjoyable.
You got a bit of advantage.
the other side.
Sorry, go Kins.
Back here, on.
You got probably a bit of advantage as well. We've been in the Myers camp. I mean, you got some pretty experienced campaigners there as well that can help you out. You like to Scotty. I mean, has he rung you up and going to give you any advice or?
Oh, you know, the Myers fellas are like they don't let away too many secrets. But no, they're certainly there to help if I ask anything. So yeah, no, definitely two pretty experienced fellas there to lean on.
Yeah, 100%.
Bex, what's it like having the Lions and the Wanderers back? We caught up with the Wanderer boys yesterday. We've got the Lions coming up on Thursday. What's it like, you know, having them back, let alone the Lions coming back into the country after a couple of years?
Yeah, it's good to see the Waikato club building their Superstocks up again and back at Teams Champs because they've always been a good team. And yeah, it's good to see the Poms back now that COVID sort of buggered off a little bit and they've got good cars and they'll be amped and ready to go, really.
Yeah. But now we caught up with some of their fans at the 240s, and they're just looking forward, loving it. Heaps of questions coming in. Carl Carpendale, mate. Looking forward. His first team's meeting, book tickets for both nights. I will catch you with there, mate. So, yeah, for a lot of people who've never been to teams, if this is your first chance, mate, you're going to be like everyone else, like this guy that's with us booking.
Well, we're supposed to be taking someone for the first time of us two kins, aren't we? It's never done teams, a mate of ours, so it's Oh, we just lost Cody. Okay. There's I think I've heard people, they go to it, never been before, and just blows their mind and they can't get back again, eh? I mean, the hype around it is huge, but when you go there and watch it, I mean, it's just next level, isn't it, to watch teams? So, I mean, you would have been thinking that too, Mike. Your first teams when you went and watched, and this is going to be, you're in at the big show this time. I mean, it's, If you ever sat there on the fence and, why didn't he do that? And why didn't he do that? Or now you're going to be on there and someone's going to say, why didn't Mike do that? Jesus, bloody hell.
Definitely had a few things to say in the past, but you take that all back now.
She'll be on the other foot in a couple of weekends' time, eh?
Yeah. You'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know,
pretty good support crew.
You got support around you, and I know the support around this team has just been amazing over the last 12 months or so, under 12 months. And when I think about, you put yourselves out there, that's what people have to realize. You know, you can sit there in the crowd, you can sit at home and watch the stream and be a keyboard bloody warrior. But the fact of the matter is you two are going to be out there with many others out there. The teams will be out there, and you're out there doing what you do. As Beck says, she's done this for a few years. So plenty going on there. You'll be sweet, Mike, from Sethro. Trust me, this guy, he had a quick introduction to the bloody thing last time. He'll be sweet as Mike. Got the Graham Bar Motorsport chassis lads sorted. Best of luck, team. See you there. That's from Sethro. So cool, eh?
Sure.
Yeah. Has Bex ever not finished a team's race from Steve-O?
One at Huntley. Got fed in backwards, and to be fair, I would have finished, but I looked and seen the white flag or the checkered flag waving, and I was kind of weird one, so I just left it at that. You know, I was pretty sore.
Jacob Allen, we used to always go as a family. However, it's getting a bit more expensive in my family stream. So, that's just one of those things, and that's the opportunity. And we spoke to Steve Williams a little while back with his show, and he's this huge advocate of streaming. And, Video Hub, by the way, are doing the stream down there as well. So, do jump on board. I've got family over in Australia who watch it, and friends and people around the world. So it's cool. It's just good. And I bet you the stream itself is going to be massive in the UK now the Lions are here, and let alone how many Mulu fans will be back into watching as well, because their bloody team's going to be there. We're going to hear Mulu bells. Bex, when you think of teams racing, tough teams, mate, there's some tough ones out there. Who's some of your toughest ones when you think about the years you've competed in teams, some of the real tough ones that you come up against and you think, oh, shit, here we go?
Oh, I guess it's hard to single a team out. They're all pretty tough, and you can't underestimate any team because, all it takes is for someone to lose somebody in the first lap or anything, and it's really hard to come back from losing a car on the first lap. So, I wouldn't really pick any team, to be fair.
No, you're right. What about you, Mike? You'd just be looking forward to taking on anyone and any team out there, eh?
Just take it as it comes, really. Yeah,
bring it on, eh? Bring it on, eh? Hey, Bex, will you guys have merch, t-shirts and everything down there as usual, stickers and everything like that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, cool. Looking forward to it. Hey, Bex, Mike, thanks for joining us, taking a time out from your busy schedule to join us for a half an hour on the show as part of the build-up to the New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs coming up next week in Waitangi Weekend. I do appreciate both of you joining us. Good luck. We will catch up, Booker and I, with you at the square and down the side of the street as well. And safe travel for you for about 4 hours there, Bex. Mike, you're just up the road, but we just want to wish yourself and your fellow teammates, everyone that's part of the Mustangs, all the best. And we'll see you there.
Thank you very much. We'll see you there.
Awesome.
Good luck, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, Rebecca Barr, Bex joined us on behalf of the Mustangs, which team was just announced only a couple of hours ago all over social media. The official last two teams from out of the host town, the Panthers and the Mustangs, have been released as well. We are going to catch up with the Panthers on Thursday night at around 8 o'clock. Just a reminder too, for those who have jumped in, let your friends know. Our show for the week will be starting at 7 p.m. Tomorrow we'll catch up with the Hawkeyes, Wildcats, and the Glen Eagles. Thursday we've got the Kings, the Lions, and the Panthers. And on Friday we have the Giants, the Scrappers, and the Warriors. So, and they will wrap up the part of the build-up. And just a heads up for those as well, the Scrutineering is back at the Square. And don't forget to the Dutech Motorsport page. Your chance to win some passes is on this coming Monday. They'll be launching the information there as well. So it's just been awesome. Everyone gets into the adrenaline and just ready to get out there and do what you do. And yeah, good luck to all the teams as well. Our third team to join us tonight is a couple that we've had on our show before, Gary Lonergan and Cody McKee, representing the Auckland Allstars. We better bring them in books.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say something before we do it, because we talk about, I meant to say something last night too, I just wanted to say, look, we love our teams racing and we love supporting our teams and we love saying our team's the best and that team sucks and all the rest of it. But when you're at the track, just don't lose your bloody mind over it, people. You know, like, I've been there where I've heard people get personal and abuse other teams that they don't like, and that's not cricket. Everybody's out there trying hard and everyone's racing. So it's good to support your team and have a love-hate with other teams, but don't make it personal, eh? It's just, they're just normal people as well. So I just wanted to say that, you know, like, think about things before you open your shit mixer and say the wrong thing, you know. It's like, you know,
like we
people, you can support your team
day.
and still say stuff you to the team you don't like, but don't get personal. Like, I've heard people say, oh, kill them, do the bloody, you know, and that's just ridiculous, you know. So be a good sports person and show a bit of respect to the people putting their bloody cars, you know, and we're talking $100,000 machinery plus out on the line there. So yeah, just be fair to everybody, basically, is all I'm trying to say, without getting personal to them.
We were talking about it only a couple of days ago, books about that, you know, and you know, these people are putting their selves out there, you know, putting themselves on there, and they've got their crews, they've got their families, and they've got a big support that makes them get there. Making a team, is a huge thing in these individuals, boys and girls, in a career, especially when it comes to, as they hail it, is the biggest show on dirt, the Palmerston North teams, the Superstock teams champs down there. So yeah, you know, just respect goes a long way.
Yeah, you don't. You can give the other team a bit of shit without it being personal and hate. You know, doesn't have to have hate in it, eh? You know,
so, exactly,
because the other drivers don't hate the other team that they're attacking. No. You know, after the racing's finished, they go in the club and they have a beer with each other. So, you know, they lead by example as far as I'm concerned. And some of these people out there, you know, they just get so abusive. I just think there's just no call for it. So pull your heads in.
Back in the day, I remember the old days, and tell you, it's a lot different to what it is now. That kind of stuff would have ended up in fisticuffs between the bloody crews and the drivers in the pits. Yeah. But we'll leave it at that. Let's bring in these
Auckland All-Star boys. Let's bring them in. Here we go. Hey, guys.
How are we, guys?
Good, Gary. Hey, Cody. How are you, Cody? All good?
Yeah, good as, mate. How are you?
He looks like he's using a flash filter there, doesn't he? He looks like he's got it all blurred behind him. It's very flash TV looking.
I'm working on getting a green screen so I can put up like the car behind me, but
yeah, we're sitting in Rotorua at the moment. So
haven't left the 240s.
No, we're still stuck in bloody Rotorua in the commentary box.
Yeah, we couldn't get out.
Next time we do a Palmy build-up, we'll look like we're sitting inside the blooming Palmy track too. We'll do that next time.
Yeah. So how come you didn't do the 240s there, Gary? What's the deal there?
Oh, I've had some big weekends with the stock car and that, and we've got a baby coming in a couple of weeks. It's a fine line, and yeah, I think I'm lucky getting away with what I'm getting away with at the moment, to be fair, but I pretty understand why.
Yeah, did you watch the stream at all or see any of the 240s? Yeah,
definitely watched the stream, kept an eye on how the boys are going, and kept an eye on those bloody palms. They look pretty sharp out there.
Oh, that That
They do
I
actually.
think people are. I think they're probably the strongest I've been in a long time when it's coming to teams this year. To be honest, I really do. But hey, I mean, the trouble is for me this year, I've got so many teams I want to support. Hey, it's funny, because this show we've made some pretty good relationship with people, and you think, oh, I want them to go well, and I want them to go well. It's hard, mate. It gets hard. But you see, I'm still club before mate, so I'm still in that mindset. So my Hawkeyes are still going to be my number one. So
he had to bloody
Randy
say it,
that
didn't he?
lives there.
Yeah. You pitched bloody Randy from him, so there you go.
So
And
that
I
All
think-
Stars shit's looking pretty good there, Booker.
What's that?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
Cody,
box.
I didn't hear that.
All-star
All
shit
Star
would look
shit's
good.
gonna look pretty good on you, mate.
Well, hey, I'll put the Pollux right on. I got to get it. Hey, look, mate, we've got. It's. I might have to. I might have to get an All-Stars shirt. You never know.
He will. You'll sort him out. We'll get him sorted out.
Yeah,
Cody,
we'll hook you
240s. Yeah, 240s for you, Codes. Just to wrap it up for you, you were going pretty good out there. Some part of it, you got spun around here and there. You were chasing your tail for 1 minute there. I had a little bit of fireworks under the car. What a weekend that was, eh?
Yeah, it was all on, wasn't it? It was good. I really enjoyed being back in the championship environment. Myself and probably 90% of competitors haven't been in a championship environment in nearly 2 years with all those postponed, with COVID and whatnot. Well, a big championship like that. So it was good to get into it, rub side rails, get caught up in some shit. Yeah, just enjoyed the whole experience. Bit unlucky finishing fifth equal and then and on the qualifying night, and then fifth again on tier 2, missing out on that runoff between Dylan and Ben by 1 point. So we were there, but then it was good.
Awesome.
Yeah, mate. Teams for you, Cody, with the All-Stars. How many teams appearance will this be coming up in a couple of weekends?
Third at Palmy.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a third at Palmy. Yourself, Gary, with the big event with the All-Stars, how many appearances, how many of this coming up for you?
I don't know. You asked a few other people, and I started thinking, but I don't know. I've been sixth driver once, and I think I've been in the team. I don't know. This might be my fifth, sixth. I don't know.
Yeah. What is it about it, mate? What is it? Once you've got the bug of bloody teams, and we just had a new driver for the Mustangs, Mike McCarthy. He's going to get that bug. He's going to make his debut there. What is it that seems to attract you two guys and many other drivers down to Palmy? What is it?
For me, I'd be the same as McRobbie. We'd be teams racing every weekend if we could, if money would allow. It's whether it's stock cars or Superstocks, for me, it's pretty. That's where it is, and it's. I still think this individual stuff, it's pretty cool, but when you can achieve something with a team and in that team environment, it's just so much better, so much sweeter when you can jump out of your car and go and give your mate a big hug or a high five or whatever, like you go to war together, so you celebrate together. Like it's a bit different when you're on your own, The team thing's cool.
Yeah.
I
And
know what you're saying.
you
there,
guys
mate.
looking forward to it being back in the square, scrutineering this year too, as well?
Absolutely, yeah. The atmosphere I felt was a little bit different at the track. You don't get all those people early, and because no one wants to go to the track and wait for 5 hours, Yeah. So the square gives the people a chance to come have a look at the cars, have a yarn, talk some shit, get some merch, and then head off for a beer on their way to the track. Majority of them make it, some of them don't, and that's the whole weekend.
Yeah. I don't understand that. Sometimes some of them get so hammered and then they fall asleep at the track. I mean, I couldn't do that. Like how could you? I just wouldn't want to miss anything on the track. That's the buzz for me.
Some people drink too much and try to get in the track and then get kicked out. Mark Eagle, but it's just one of those bloody things, eh? Hey, Gary, good to have the Ponds back, eh? Good to see them back. And, Cody could agree, when he saw them unfolding what they did at the 240s. And also great to have a team that hasn't been there for a while, the Wanderers, but just great to have the two teams back in the event next weekend.
Yeah, definitely. We used to do the whole teams race the week before against the Poms. It was pretty good, but the Hawkeye stole off us. But I think it was a big ask to get from Auckland down to Palmy, like for the Poms and that. Most of the cars are probably down that way So and it was always a big Asta teams race the week before Palmy for us. Like we pretty much got to be low like Wednesday to get going, So it's but that was always a good one to get in and get hyped up. But the Poms, they got some awesome gear, good drivers. They looked pretty happy to be there the other night, so it's going to be all on.
Oh,
Yeah.
They weren't afraid of getting into it either, which is encouraging to see. I haven't been involved personally with the teams champs that have Great Britain in there yet, but I've watched, and you watch all the YouTube videos. There's something different when those guys pull up in front of that grandstand. I'm pretty sure if Charlie Sorter could get out of pelvic thrust and get himself back in, he'd do it.
yeah.
He gets so excited. It's unreal.
Oh, mate, the credit to that young man, Charlie, when Asher put him on the wall, actually and Frankie at the same time, but Frankie managed to get out. Charlie just stood up there, shook his hand. The sportsmanship from a lot of the drivers over that weekend was unbelievable. And we saw that in person where they just shook each other's hand when they got put up the wall. Charlie put Jaden Ward up the wall there, this young kid, and then he entertained the crowd as well. And he went in the middle of the square, in the middle of the infield there, doing all his little things. He's just living the hype, mate. He's living the life. So that's the kind of younger generation that seems to be coming on through. They just take it as they come, and they got no bloody fear, these young ones. They just want to give it hell.
You should be able to have a beer with everyone afterwards. That's the whole idea of going through the gate and leaving it on the track and have a laugh about it afterwards. You got me
exactly.
good, I got you good.
Yeah. Whatever happens on the track stays on the track. Booker and I were just briefly talking about that before we brought you in. We hear all this horrible stuff from people sitting in the bloody couches, whether they're at home on keyboards, whether they're sitting at the trackside. That's where it's the worst. This whole hatred bloody thing is like, get over yourselves, guys. You guys are out there, and lady, doing it on the track. So put your ass out there in a chair and go and show us what you're made of. Then half the time they'll drop their nuts and won't bloody do it. They'd rather do all this, you know what I'm talking about, eh?
It's all part of it, though. It's all the hype of the sport. You need all the fans, whether they're haters, whether they're happy. Being from Auckland, we don't generally get huge amounts of support wherever we go, but we don't care. We go and do our thing, and our fans that are there, they love us, and we love them. So that's what it's about, eh?
Yeah, well, I think you need the haters, but I was just saying, they don't need to make it. It doesn't need to be made personal. Like it's like with rugby, we hate the Aussies, but we don't say, "Oh yeah, we hope you all die." It's and that's my point, is that you can hate the other team and not like it, but you don't have to get personal. That's my point. It's those people that go that one step too far need to just pull their heads in.
100%. But hey, you're going to get that in any sport, and we just you just close your eyes to it and enjoy what you're doing, and your mates and all the guys that are loving you and loving the sport, and it's what we do it for, eh?
Getting pumped up in that grand parade, eh, boys? Did it feel a bit funny, the grand parade, for you guys last year? A lot of people said it did,
I think this not having a skier last year changed Palm completely. But the parade is still cool. If you can't get buzzed out about that, you'll never ever get buzzed out on it. It's pretty cool. And this year, I think everyone's got the hype on this year. I think everyone's been locked down for too long, so I think we're all fizzing. I think for us drivers, we're all fizzing, and I'd say all the fans will be fizzing. The 240s was, wow, that looks electric there, to be honest. So.
When you think about those drivers that never had that opportunity, when we caught up with the both of you at the Enzed because of that wet weather, and they were amped to get out there on a big meeting because it's been lack of track time because of the wet weather, dare I say it again. And they finally got into 240s. You're right, Gary. It was electric both nights, and you could feel it in amongst the drivers. And we arrived there, Booker and I. They were just talking and talking. They were just fizzing, ready to go. So, Coda, you'll be fizzing, ready to go, no doubt, back at the square, catch up with some of your fans and everything like that. And then you get ready for the parade down at the track.
Yeah, the square, the first year we did it was, a little bit overwhelming, to be fair, just being part of something you've looked forward to being a part of your whole life, and then the parade is something special. I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Lofty, with my first time I did Teams Champs, I messaged Lofty and was like, what's your favorite part? And he said the grand parade. It's just something else, like words can't explain it. And I was like, how do you get excited about a grand parade when you're going teams racing? But it made perfect sense when you actually see it and you feel it, and and you look out in the crowd and everyone's there just to watch the idea of teams racing. Doesn't matter where you're from or who you're with. It's just the idea that you're going to war with your mates against probably majority of your mates, and that's the cool part.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Got a few questions here popping on through. Scott McEwen, thanks, Booker, for picking a good team still. He's got you know what Scott's like, mate. You had to say it. Richard Orkram, Quasi, our mate, coming in from Australia, back to watch teams. Looking forward to catching up with you, Quasi, the both of us and some of the boys from Kokpit. Cody Max, a team racing legend, always given 1,000,000% effort. Yes, that's right, Wayne, like everyone else out there does as well. Putting the body on the line, basically, you guys are. You're putting yourselves on the line, and no doubt after a couple of big whacks in there, you're walking with a bit of a swagger going on there, a bit of a store thing going on. It's just one of those things. You had many major injuries yourself, Gary, because you've done this for a few years. Anything from memory of the top of your head?
Yeah, I sort of stuffed both my feet in one hit, but apart from that, I've been pretty good. So a few of my toes are a bit longer than the others now, but that doesn't really matter too much.
Cody,
the race feet's still fit, so it's all good.
Yeah. Cody, any injuries that you can recall from any teams racing, or if any?
Oh no, I just hurt my foot one year. The first teams champs I did, my clutch pedal got stuck behind a plate. I spent the entire race trying to kick the clutch, trying to get it free. So I've been pretty lucky so far.
Hey, now, Cody, you don't want to give Kins a nickname now since he gave you one earlier, do you? Hey?
No, I have to think about that,
Yeah. Bloody
actually, we're probably going to invite Cody to come race at Kokpit. We might have to make that his online name, Kins, eh?
I'm all down for a laugh.
Hey,
so I'm just going to say quickly, I'm just going to quickly go through our auction, and also Garage 16 and New Zealand Dirt Track magazine have just sent me a message.
They're throwing stuff in there as well.
And their one is actually, they're doing a giveaway for this team's week. So this week, you're just watching the show, you have a chance to win a prize pack from Garage 16 and New Zealand Dirt Track. It's going to be a New Zealand Dirt Track Racing hoodie, New Zealand Dirt Track Racing t-shirt, New Zealand Dirt Track Racing cap, $50 fuel voucher, and a copy of the New Zealand Dirt Track Racing magazine. So that prize pack is up for grabs this week during our team show. I'll work out the logistics of how we're going to give it away from the Gas 16 boys when I get to it. But also, if you haven't heard from the beginning of the show or last night, we have two auctions coming up live on the 22nd of February. Is that right, Ken? 22nd of February?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to remember this. So it all started and they said, we're going to do an auction and it's going to go to, one of them is going to go to Ghost Slideways family and the other one's going to go to the Cancer Society. Now, I'll take a breath because I've got to get through all this. Here we go. So the auction, each pack is going to have your Pollock shirts, two of them, 2 hats, $100 food voucher, and a family pass to both nights of the New Zealand Superstocks. Now, once we announced that, then Red from Huntley said, well, I'll add 2 New Zealand Supers shirts and hoodies to the pack. Then Peter Rees said, well, I'll be into this and I'll help support it. And he's given us Gisborne Giants shirts and hoodies. We're talking with Jacob Baker on Saturday night, and he is organising Panthers shirts and hoodies, Mustang shirts and hoodies. Then Frankie Wayman from the British Lions said, well, I'm going to add British Lions gear to the pack. The Waikato boys last night said we'll add shirts and hoodies. The Rebels boys last night said we'll add shirts and hoodies. MBY Motorsport, baby, said we're going to do a merch pack to give away with it as well. Murray Goodley's doing 2 drawings. Palar Games is giving a $100 pack and save voucher to each pack. And Mike Mack tonight has just said he'll add Hawkeye's gear to it as well. So,
yeah,
all those...
For us, the All-Stars are going to chuck in the new merch, couple of hoodies, T-shirts, couple of hats.
Oh, I've got
Well,
to
both-
add that to my
both
bloody list too now.
Yeah.
That's awesome, mate. So there you go, people.
Mate, all on board.
Auckland
Cheers,
is
Gary.
also going to add
All-Stars.
shirts, hoodies, and hats. So there we go, shirts.
Yeah.
Hoodies
And just to add
hats.
to that,
and it's
this
such a
book has
great
just made
cause,
mention of
guys. You
Paylo
know.
Games.
Oh, sorry, Kins.
Brendan from Paylo Games has also thrown in some stuff there as well. So just to throw that in there, and I think
I
that's
said that.
about a wrap.
I said
on that.
Paylar
So there
Games,
you go.
$100 pack of save vouchers. Yeah. So, Auckland shirts, hoodies, hats. So.
Do you guys want us to go or you have a little domestic there? Or what?
That's what happens when I listen to each other, mate, you know. So, 22nd of February, people, join you. We've already had people putting bids in, so tell us they're going to bid this. So it was getting up quite high pretty quick, but those are a hell of a pack. I'd say the person that bids and wins it will probably give some of it away anyway. So, and Jason from Livestream from the Pits, I don't think I said that as well. So, you're getting that as well. So, it's awesome. So, thanks, guys. I'm glad. And it's good to see that every team we talk to has sort of got in behind this. You know, it's great that, and we talk about it, me and Kins, all the time about how it's just a big family speedway, isn't it? You know, and when something like this happens, everybody gets behind it. They forget about all the politics and all the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes, and just everyone gets behind it and supports it. And I think it's great. So I thank everybody and every team that's got behind it so far, and everyone. So that's really awesome. But yeah, back to teams this weekend. Next weekend. Shit.
Next weekend.
So are you guys racing this weekend, or are you saving yourselves for teams?
I've got the GP and the Stocker at Kiki this
Ooh.
weekend. So
Yeah.
hopefully the weather plays ball. It doesn't look too ominous at this point, as per.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. And yourself,
What about
Cody?
you,
Are
Cody?
you racing?
You got-
Having the weekend off, Dad's already hooking into the car, putting new crush rails on it, getting it ready for teams. We're pretty fortunate to come out of the 240s with very minimal damage, so we'll keep it like that. Head out to Waikaraka if it's on, have a watch, and then cruise on into teams.
Yeah, they got a big weekend at Auckland, with the Super Dare Cup down there and everything like that.
Yeah,
it's
I used to love
shaping up
going to
be a good
that.
meeting. We got a derby as well.
Yeah, the Derby, no, it's going to be cool. I know Books has got a bit of action at the Miani track in the back home where he is as well. So what they got a Lions and Hawkeyes teams, and is it a double decker thing?
Yeah, there's the Hawkeyes versus Lions teams race, but we've also got a double decker derby. So I'm going to that because I'm taking my grandkids to that. So that's why I'm going out there for the weekend. But don't forget, people, the teams draw has been done live on the Kiwi Motorsport, I think
Kiwi
it is.
Motorsport, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it there as well. So any night next Thursday, the boss has spoken. Oh yeah. So Jeff Cook got here. Can you boys get an early night next Thursday? The boss has spoken. There you go.
as long as he's not in the pub later than us, we'll be all good.
You guys have got a few fans jumping in there. Jordan Newton up the All-Stars, in this mine, you guys are one Enzed Palmy Teams champs. So plenty of feedback coming there. Randy's actually brought some fans to Auckland as well, which is good. We know what Randy can do, and he can pedal at bloody teams as well. Can you still reach the pedal then, Gary? From Jacob Allen. Must be your bloody, what was he talking about, your foot or something?
Might reach a pedal. Yeah, no, if anything, the toes are a little bit longer, so it should help. Accelerate a foot first.
Cody looks like he's still sitting there, but he will fetch you if you blink an eye. That's from Way Not an A codes. Pretty chill out.
All calm, mate. No
All
stress.
calm. Scotty Phipps, bloody legends. Scotty Phipps always, hey, when you think of the Phipps name, old Noel and all that associated with the Auckland track over the years gone by, not surprising. And Booker, I thought so. There was another one. We do have the Tyson merchandise as well. Tyson Wooten has thrown in some of their stuff into that auction as well, some of his own 717 stuff.
Oh,
So,
did he?
yeah,
I
look-
thought it
look-
was just the Waikato stuff.
No, there was both last night. He was mentioning,
Oh.
but there is just so much. It's just hard for us to get it all down packed because it's coming at us left, right, and centre at 100 miles an hour. So heaps are going on. Cody, here's your dad. Put the new rails on Lowell from Tracy Vincent. Yeah, we're just touching on some of that, and it's all go. So no doubt you showed us the merch there, Gary. You'll have that on display and on sale down at the square, no doubt.
Yep. Come and get it. The more people have also stuff on, the better.
Yeah. Can you purchase any pre-orders of their stuff, for the fans who want to maybe wear it down to the teams, or can they go online, or is there a website, or is there a link on the Facebook page, kind of,
Yeah,
get it on?
just go to the Allstars page, and someone will look after you.
Yeah.
But,
Awesome. So
it all looks pretty sharp this year.
Yeah. Sheldon Narapere in the Team 6 driver. How good is that going to be?
Bloody good. It's
Yeah,
hard
it's
to get a
good.
6 driver these days, especially somebody of that caliber that's willing to jump in each car that he'll fit in, basically. So it's the whole 6 driver thing's a hard thing. I think they need to bring in the 6 car
I
sooner
agree.
rather than later, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that too. I think that I'm an advocate of that 6 drivers should have their own car, because you put in a driver into a car that he may not fit 100% in, and then the risk is much higher.
I think Palmy teams the last few years, like come the final time, you're getting 3 cars on the track. Like the fans want to see a bloody good final, and if a team fields 3 cars, they're already screwed, Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it just deflates the whole event, the whole weekend when it gets to that. We know these machines get smacked around a lot. We know that's a given. But it kind of does deflate for the fan, especially when you may see 2 or 3 cars out there. But you're right, for you having Sheldon in the team, Cody, this young guy, he's represented well in the stock cars. He's had a podium number on there. Not quite this weekend up there in Auckland this season, but it'd be just good to have him in there, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. He brings a fair bit of stock car team racing knowledge, and he's had a stint in a Superstock too, which is a big part of why we approached him. It's a pretty gnarly event, Palmy team, so you want someone in there who understands how to drive a Superstock, because the risk of getting hurt is quite high stepping into a car that's not yours. So for Sheldon, he's got Superstock knowledge, and he knows, he's racing week in, week out. He knows what he's up to. So. Yeah. And he's going to bring fresh ideas to a team as well, which we're keen on getting new ideas and stuff like that. So I think it's a big addition to our team.
Gary, you 2 guys couldn't have done this, without the support of your family, your crew, your friends and whatnot, the sponsors. They mean so much to every single team that goes teams racing, because it's so expensive, especially the cost that comes out of this once you end up heading back out of Palmy. Just the damage to the machine itself. It's a huge investment, and you can't do it without any of them.
We've been pretty lucky. Can we jot off the sponsors?
100%, mate. You have to ask.
We've got GDK concrete placing, cargo coordinates, Solders cartage, Pack and Save in Whangarei, Safe Store Storage, Northwestern Equipment. I know big sponsor of Cody's. Above All Electrical, Ballia Mitzi Wreckers, Mitzi Parts, and the Burton family, the late John Burton. Their family got on board and chucked some money at the team this year, which we're very grateful for. And also going to the weekend, Aztec Motel really look after the boys of the team. It's if you're ever in Palmy, it's a bloody great place to stay. So, and the other people that help us out while we're down there is we work on the cars at Myers Motorsport, Scotty and the family there, and they treat us like royalty down there. So we're always muchly grateful for that. It makes it a lot easier when you got all the gear and a good feed before we go racing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, with the format's changing a bit this year, obviously it's going to be a points thing because of all the teams. Does do you go into that with a different mindset as in comparison to last year now? With it being more points than first across the line, or are you still just going to put someone away?
Yeah. No, it does change your mindset in a sense. Like from my first year was like this format. It was top 4 out of 13 teams, I think it was. So you got to focus on points and the minimal positions, like 5th position, those 10 points, they're critical. We missed out by 10 points. And then, so getting that car across the line, or as many cars across the line is huge. Last year when it was the groups, it doesn't change too much because you can win 2 races, but if you get 2 cars across the line, or 1 car across the line each race, and that's 200 points, and then someone has a dominant winning and they get 2nd, 3rd, and 4th against you, they're still going to beat you. Yeah. So I think no matter the format, points are probably the most important thing, and that's what we strategize around. We strategize on trying to get as much cars across the line in as high a finishing position as possible.
Yeah, 100%. Hey guys, just clicked on 8:30. I do want to say thank you to the both of you, Cody and Gary, for joining us on behalf of the Allstars. Appreciate your donation towards our good cause for our auction on the 22nd of Feb. Thank you very much for that. But, wish you both safe travels down the Palmy. Gary, wish you all the best, a key for the GP this coming weekend. Just getting out there and doing what you do, the love you have for it, and the stock cars. I know you love it. So Cody, we'll catch up with you down at the track in a couple of weeks, as well as you, Gary. So yeah, thank you very much to the both of you, sharing your sponsors, sharing your thoughts on the big event down there in Palmerston, come a couple of weeks, and yeah, really appreciate it. So all the best, safe travels, and we'll see you boys down there.
Yeah, look forward to catching up down there.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. You guys are doing amazing things for the sport. It's cool. I enjoy watching all the other drivers, so it's cool to get it out there and on the screen.
Yeah, mate.
So,
yeah, mate. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Cheers. Gary Lonergan, Cody McGee, representing the Auckland All-Stars, wraps up our night 2 of the build-up to the Enzed New Zealand Superstocks Teams Champs down there in Palmerston. Not just to reconfirm with most of the viewers who've been watching on, thank you for all your questions. If we didn't get quite through them, it's a bit tough when we're trying to talk to the two drivers and just get a build-up as well. Bloody neat. You're right there, Dave. It is a neat show that we do over the next few days. Every single night this week, we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to go. We will start at 7 p.m. and tomorrow we'll have a couple of drivers joining us from the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes, Wellington Wildcats, and the Glen Eagles as well. So looking forward to catching up with them on Thursday, the Kings, the Lions, and the Panthers. Friday, the Giants, Scrappers, and the Warriors, and that will wrap up our build-up to the New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs. People ask already, why do we do it on the week, a couple of weeks prior? Because next week, basically, we allow the drivers and their crews to get their machines up to 110%, so they get themselves all ready to put on the big show for all the fans who've bought tickets and booked their accommodation. No doubt already booked the accommodation for bloody 2024 already. And we know how nuts it goes when tickets go on sale once they officially are released. So thank you for all the questions, everyone. We've got a big thing coming up on the 22nd of Feb. We also have a book, thanks to Troy Adamson, which is a team special that will be given away. Garage 16, like Booker mentioned, a couple of Enzed Dirt Track merchandise and everything like that, books.
Yeah, mate, and if anybody is friends on Facebook with Brendan Ty, tell him to check his bloody messages and message requests, because I've got a few into him when he said he was going to come on the show and he hasn't replied back to me yet. So if anyone knows Brendan out there, friends with him on Facebook, tell him to check his messages. Booker's looking for him.
Brendan Ty, eh?
Yeah, Brendan Ty, yeah, mate, yeah.
That's the one. Awesome. Yeah. So, plenty going on. It's been an exciting show. Great to catch up with a couple of busters. The legend himself, Kerry Revenant, with the record of how many teams appearances he's made. Elias Dykstra, his third year, his first time with the Busters. We caught up with Beck Spar, co-captain of the Mustangs. And, of course, Mike joined us as well, debuting for the Mustangs, and then of course we just wrapped it up with Cody and Gary as well. So hey, really appreciate everyone jumping on and supporting our show. That's why Booker and I do this. It's all about the fans out there building the hype up to the event. As we all know, we see people travel up and down the country too from overseas, and we're looking forward to catching you all down there at the square when we arrive down there in Palmerston North. It'd be good to have a chat with you, because you fans are important to us. That's what drives us and makes us love the passion of the show and why we do it. So, that's how we look at it. Cheers, everyone, for the great messages. And it's all good. And we'll back tomorrow. So,
we'll see you all tomorrow night at 7 o'clock again. We'll be another great show, and we'll have more information on how to win that prize pack from Garage 16 and New Zealand Dirt Track magazine. So thanks for tuning in, and have a great day tomorrow, everybody.
Sweet as. Cheers.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. I said so, I keep the bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge. Take the door off your bins, pop up off all of your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, on subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, look, mama claims she want a soldier. Not the type be in the tank, but in that rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the.